Let's explore how to read resources in a RESTful application programming interface using Get Endpoints. We will learn how to implement Get Endpoints to fetch and retrieve data from your Node.js application. What exactly is a GET request? A GET request is an hypertext transfer protocol method used to retrieve data from a server without modifying any resources. Some key characteristics of GET requests are that they are safe and idempotent, meaning that multiple identical requests will produce the same result. They are also read-only operations, their responses are cacheable, and parameters are usually passed in the uniform resource locator. Here's how to create a basic Express GET route. First, you require Express and then create an instance of an Express application. To define a GET route, you use app.get, specifying the path, such as /users, and a callback function to handle the request and response. In this example, when a user navigates to the /users endpoint, the server responds with a JSON object containing a message getting all users. Express.js provides the app.get method to define GET routes. The route accepts a path and a callback function that handles the request and response. Let's explore how to use route parameters to create dynamic routes. In this example, we define a route /users/id, where id is a route parameter. When a request is made to this route, for example, /users/123, the value 123 is captured as the user ID. Inside the route handler, we can access this value using request.params.id. The response will be a JSON object containing the message, user details along with the extracted user ID. The :id in the route path captures dynamic values from the uniform resource locator and makes them available via the request parameters. Now let's understand how to use query parameters for filtering and pagination. In this example, we define a route /users. When a request is made to this route with query parameters such as page equals 2 and limit equals 5, we can access these values using request.query. We extract the page and limit values and use them to construct a JSON response. If the page or limit parameters are not provided, we default to page 1 and limit 10 respectively. The response will be a JSON object containing the page number, the limit, and the filtered data. Query parameters are optional key value pairs after the question mark symbol accessed via the request query object. Let's look at the different response formats you can use in your Express routes. You can send a JSON response using response.json, passing in a JavaScript object. Alternatively, you can send plain text using response.send, passing in a string. You can also set the status code of the response using response.status, chaining it with response.json, or response.send to send both the status code and the data. Here are some common methods for response formatting. Response.json is used to send JSON data, response.send is used to send any type of response, and response.status is used to set the status code. Effective error handling is important for robust application programming interfaces. In this example, we check if the user ID is provided in the request parameters. If it's missing, we return a 400 bad request error with a JSON object containing an error message. Otherwise, we continue processing the request. Here are some common hypertext transfer protocol status codes. 200 means success. 400 means bad request. 404 means not found and 500 means server error. Here's a complete example demonstrating how to implement Get Endpoints with route parameters, query parameters, and error handling. We define a route /API/users/ID that accepts a user ID as a route parameter and an optional format as a query parameter. We first check if the user ID is provided. If not, we return a 400 bad request error. Otherwise, we construct a JSON response containing the user ID and the format, defaulting to JSON if not specified. This example covers several key points, including route parameters, query parameters, error handling, JSON responses, and status codes. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.